Welcome back for another episode of um, building the demo site of Ultimatum theme framework. And today I'm going to walk you through on how to create WooCommerce options within Ultimatum. So by default, Ultimatum has the option where you can enable WooCommerce. So what we do here is when you go to the Ultimatum, then you go to settings, then you go to advanced settings, then you have this extra settings, and from here you have this option at the bottom which says enable WooCommerce integration. So I'm going to click on yes. I'm going to enable this. Once this is done, I am going to click on save changes. Now if this is done, my next option is if I go to scripts and API settings. All right, so we are going to go to WooCommerce options, and from WooCommerce options you will be checking this products per page is 12. That's fine. I don't want to hide any of this. Hide number of products to display, rated is 2. Okay, I usually make it 3. Okay, number of products to display 3. This is also 3. Okay, 3. Save changes. All right, so once this is done, now the next thing is that we have made these necessary changes, and please do remember, for all this to work you need to have your WooCommerce enabled. Now once this is done, my next step is that I'm going to go to the templates, and in templates I go to layouts. From layouts I'm going to create a new layout. So my first layout is going to be for the WooCommerce shop layout. So let's say shop layout, and this is going to be a full width or full layout. So here we have our next step is to have our header and footer added. Header, footer. Now next I'm going to insert a row. So typically what we do is we usually have a sidebar on the left or right, and then afterwards we have the products. So what usually I like is having the sidebar on the left, and then the content on the right, especially for WooCommerce. So this is what I have added here. All right, now this is done. So my next step is I'm going to add WordPress default loop, and this is for multiple layouts. So I'm just going to click on save because I don't need anything from the single post layout. The next step that I'm going to do is I'm going to click on multi-post layout. I don't want the archive title, so I'm going to click on off, and let's make it 12. I'm going to have probably three column with image, and no image show placeholder is fine. Image position is left before, okay. Then show content as excerpt, fine. This is fine, taxonomy off, meta off, date off. I don't want any of these things. Right aligned, okay. With no text, no, right, save. This is done. Now once this is done, my next one is Ultimatum sidebars. Click on Ultimatum sidebars. Then since I do not have a shop one, so I'm going to, as of now, I'm going to click on save, and then I'm going to go to settings, and from settings I'm going to add a new sidebar for the shop page. So sidebar, let me see here, let's add shop sidebar, save changes. This is done. Now I'm going to go here, just refresh this site, refresh the layout once, that's what I meant. Once I've refreshed, I'm going to go back to sidebars, choose my shop sidebar, click on save, go to layout screen, then I'm going to click on assign layout, shop layout, then I'm going to click on product, save. This is done. Now I'm going to go to appearance, okay, appearance and widgets, and under widgets I'm going to have my shop sidebar, so I'm going to have let's say WooCommerce bestsellers, WooCommerce cart, and WooCommerce product search, and the famous slider. Okay, so I will give your shopping cart, then filter, let's say price filter, right? Price filter, best sellers, categories, product category, save. This is done, and now once this is done, I'm going to go back to the layout settings because I need to create another layout. Now this layout is the product single, so let's say product single, single, so save. It is full layout. Now header, footer, insert row. It's the same thing like how we did for the shop layout. The only difference is here we are going to add information for the single layout. Insert, layout, and sidebar, shop, save. I need the title, layout, full image on the left. Now image show placeholder, comments form and comments on, if in case you want to have comments. I don't want. So taxonomy off, meta off, take off, this is off, after title, save. So this is done. Now our next step is to check if it is working, right? So here we are, we have already completed adding the products, adding the layouts and everything. So what I did was just refresh this page and you will see that all my products are showing up here. So each of these is a different page, and I'm just new arrivals and things like that I have just added up. So this is one. Now of all collections. So this is how it shows. Now if you notice one thing I really didn't like in this is one thing I really didn't like in this was the way that the product image sizes, which were a little blown, and I really didn't like. However, you have the settings within WooCommerce where you can set the sizes. So you will have to go to WooCommerce, then go to settings, and from settings you can set this here to 52 height. Let's say I want it by 275 or 280. Let's make it 280 or 280 pixels. Okay, now let's save this. So I'm saving this here. This is done. So now the next thing that I want to do is go to all collections. This is what my shop page is, and you would still notice that these images are not showing up the way I want it from the WooCommerce settings. So I'm really not sure why this happens, but the way that I'm going to fix this is using a simple CSS. So now how am I going to set this? So I'm going to right click on this, click on inspect element, and if I check this here, so I'm going to find out where these image settings are. So if I look at this, I have this here which says width is 100%, height is auto. So let's make a quick change here to see if this is what we are looking for. So do 52 pixels. All right, and height, let's make it 280 pixel. Okay, this is just an imaginary thing, so it depends on how you want. And if you look at this right now, so all these images for the product, it shows up neat and nice. So I think this is good. So what I'm going to do right now is copy this information here, Control C. I go back to my CSS, add the CSS here, save. Okay, all right, yeah, save. Now this is, oh, I will edit this car open. Yeah, it's the same thing. So it's a custom CSS. I've saved it. Now this is done. Now I'm going to go and refresh this site. Yes, it shows up neat and nice. Now the only thing that you would notice is there is a little bit of styling issues here. So this styling issues, you need to give a little bit of margin or padding, which will push this down. And so for this, what we are going to do is, a quick thing is, first thing I noticed that if you look at this, the title is uh, title, and second thing is the line height. It's too big, so we don't need this huge line height. Okay, so H3 font size padding 0.5. See here the line height, it's showing as 40 pixels. Now I'm gonna reduce this to 20. I think this is good. So this is good so far. So what I'm going to do is, here I'm going to say that line height 20 pixel. Okay, this is good. And let me copy this, add it up in my custom CSS, control S, yes, and then I need to give some padding here. So what I'm going to do is click on this product, and I'm going to say margin bottom, let's give 15, 20 pixels. Okay, looks good. So this is 20 pixels, so good enough. So I'm gonna copy this as well. Save. Now all these are good. All right. Okay, now let's go inside. Okay, here is one issue which we see is that the product image, or this is going very high. So we are going to fix this immediately. So what we are going to do is, I'm going to go to the templates, under templates, layouts, under layout, this is for single product, so I'm going to click on edit single product one, and then I'm going to give a little padding here on the top. So we want the entire thing. Let's see, this looks good enough, but still what we'll do is we'll give it to the container. So container, let's say product single, control C, save. I go to my dot padding top, let me give it 10 pixel. Alright, now what I don't like is this huge one, the H1. So what I can do, one more thing is, I style, title, font size, let me take 26 pixel. Yes, looks good. Control C, Control V, Control S, save this. Anything else that I don't like? Okay, product description. Aspect element. So I'll add a new one. So I'm going to say, okay, dot woo, yeah, product single. Oh, yeah, I remember I had not refreshed the site, so I'm gonna add it here. So dot woo product product single h2, right? h2 font size, I want to make it 24 pixels. Save, and then okay, so I'm done with this. So it's all done. So let's refresh the site. Yes, the changes are here. So we have a 10 pixel gap here, and we have this reduced, we have this one also reduced now. Okay, seems good. So this is the basic way of making your WooCommerce settings. So I hope I have helped you create this, and let me check this one more, just a quick thing. Width, height, let me make it 300 pixel. Width 300 pixel. Yeah, this looks good. Control S, save, refresh. Looks good. Anything else that I may have missed? Okay, the related products. Well, the related products is the same way, like how I just made some CSS changes to this. In the same way, you can always make the CSS changes for this as well. I hope this video would be helping you create your own WooCommerce site using Ultimatum as well. Thank you for watching. Keep subscribed for more videos to come.